Leprechaun is a 1993 horror film that was written and directed by Mark Jones, and to be honest, the only reason why I'm watching and I guess reviewing these Leprechaun movies is because the reboot just came out recently, and I hated that movie so much that I said I might as well go back and see what the original series was like, because I vaguely remember the original Leprechaun series. I more think of the later installments of him in the Hood. So I said, alright, let me start from the beginning and see what this original movie has to offer. And man, let's talk about it. Because the plot is, at the very beginning, you see this guy who comes home to his wife and tells her about how he found this leprechaun. He forced him to show him his gold. He stole the gold, and now he's going to be a rich man. The wife clearly doesn't believe him, because not only does this sound like a crazy story, but the guy was drunk when he came home to tell it. Surely enough, the leprechaun shows up to the house, kills his wife, but this guy is able to lock the leprechaun in a crate. 10 years later, this house gets sold to, we meet Jennifer Aniston and her father. They move into this house, but of course, the leprechaun breaks out of the crate and he still wants his gold back. Now, what I thought of the original Leprechaun movie was, this film is so bad. So dumb, so goofy. I don't really understand why this guy, Mark Jones, wrote this film thinking it was a good idea. Why it was a good idea to have a horror movie with a leprechaun as your main killer, your main villain. It's really just dumb. And I know for the most part that's the point. It's listed as a horror comedy, so he's going for the joke, clearly. The biggest problem I think I have with it is that most of it's not funny. It's just really dumb and stupid. I will say any laughs that I did get out of the movie was from Warwick Davis, who plays the leprechaun. He is over the top, he is goofy, he is silly, he is clearly having fun as this character. In the moments where he's running around and laughing and doing all this dumb stuff, sure, that gets a couple laughs out of me, but again, for the most part, I just kind of sat there going, wow, why am I wasting my time with this movie? Probably the most shocking thing, though, going back and watching this, is seeing that Jennifer Aniston is the main character, is the star of this film. I know it's her feature debut. It's her first movie, and it makes you go, wow, Jennifer Aniston, one of the most well-known celebrities of today, her first film was a shitty horror movie. We all gotta start somewhere. Thank God she ended up getting that role in Friends, because I don't know how else her career survived a film like this. I guess I can say I was a little amused seeing her in this film, but her character isn't really written all that well. She plays this uptight, uppity girl who, when her father buys this house, she's so against even stepping foot in it because it's a dirty place and it's all beaten down. She's even like, I'm gonna go check into a hotel because I can't step foot in this place. And it's just annoying, it really is. You could say that, oh, well, by the end of the movie, she ends up fighting off the leprechaun, so it's a character progression, right? It's like, no, not really. She doesn't really learn anything. The only reason why she ends up sticking around is because there was some good-looking guy working on the house, so she stayed. The other characters, none of them are really worth talking about. I mean, the guy that's working on the house, I will say, I guess he deserves a little credit for when his leg got into a bear trap, and he spent the whole rest of the movie limping and hobbling, but he was still willing to defend the group. I'm like, okay, fine, you get some extra points. These other two characters, Ozzy and Alex, are some of the most annoying things about the film. They're supposed to be there as the comic relief, this young kid and this fat guy who are painting the house, but they're not funny. They don't have chemistry, they're not fun to watch. Even the moment when they see the magical rainbow, and they go to the end of it, and they find this leprechaun's gold, and that's when I realized just how dumb this movie is. Again, it's an early 90s film, it's over the top, and it's not supposed to be meant to be taken seriously. I get that. But still, I think the moment where I knew I was going to say, alright, fuck you to this movie, was the moment where Jennifer Aniston is trying to make a phone call on the phone to the cops, but the Leprechaun, using his magical and mystical powers, has his hand come out of the phone. And I'm like, wow, guys, you just completely ripped off and did a lame version of the Nightmare on Elm Street scene when Freddy Krueger stuck his tongue out of the phone. You can't take a classic scene like that and do a poor man's attempt at it. I know it's the original Leprechaun. I know a lot of people, at least, like these original Leprechaun movies because they're so silly. But fuck the Leprechaun. I'm not like enraged and angry like I was with the reboot, but still, I can't pretend like this was a good movie. It wasn't. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've seen the original Leprechaun. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!